Welcome to today's lesson. We're going to be talking about how other vehicles on the road will always win if we crash into them. I want to say thank you so much to 512 Moto Alliance and Ride Arizona MTC for providing financial support for those that want to get motorcycle training but just can't. If you want more information and how to apply for financial assistance for Ride Arizona MTC training classes, make sure you go to 512motoalliance.org and you'll find more information there. All right, so we saw how he crashed. We're going to be going over three things I really want you to focus on in this one. Rider limits, roadway markers, and then the compounding mistakes that just keep getting worse and worse and worse until something just bad happens. So first we have a marker, okay? So I want you guys to start paying attention to these roadway markers. We see that I call this the switchback, okay? So it goes up, turn to the right, then it's another left. So that's going to tell you that you have multiple curves coming ahead, and they're very sharp curves. Typically, you're going to have that one that's called, I call it squiggles, but a lot of people call it fun. But we have this one here, and it's a lot sharper. So when we move on to the first one, we already see he's got a terrible line, and I think this was a deliberate choice so that he's well prepared for the next turn. Well, that would be great if this was a track. This is not a track. We have oncoming traffic, we have different road hazards, we have a blind turn coming up ahead. So let's move forward just a little bit more, and even then he still moves on over back to this position. So maybe it's just a lack of confidence, a lack of skill in this aspect. So his rider limit here, his own personal rider limit, I should say, is not that good. It's a very narrow limit here. So he's got high speed coupled with not knowing how to properly turn and properly body position. We can go into a massive list of things that we could have done differently here, but it's all within your own limits. So if you start to feel panicked or a little bit anxious while you're riding, you're probably going outside of your limits. So let's go ahead and scale it back. And the one thing that you can really scale back is your speed. On my screen, I could definitely see that he's going about 68 miles per hour on a blind turn. First, we have the one right turn, and then we have the left. That's where reading the signs is very important, is that you're going to know that there's going to be some crazy turns coming up ahead. So when I talk about compounding mistakes, his first mistake is going too fast in this turn, and it's caused him to go very wide. So now he's going to have to overcorrect just to get back into his own lane. But you see what happens is when he's starting to go super wide, I actually see it on my screen, he's dropped from what he was previously doing. Now he's down to about 56 miles per hour. So rolling off the throttle will slow you down, but you need to do that well before the turn itself. So remember, slow, look, press, and roll. You got to slow down before the turn. You got to look where you want to go. You got to press to initiate counter steer and body positioning. And then you got to roll on the throttle to exit the turn. He did not do any of these things. He actually did it backwards. He rolled onto the throttle going into the turn, wasn't looking where he wanted to go, and didn't have proper body positioning. Now he's slowing down in the middle of the turn, and I don't think he's ever really looked other than going straight. So let's go ahead and move on to the next part. Now this is where it compounds into more stuff. Like I said, you're going to have to move even further off the road, but you also see a line of sight problem. That's not something we're focusing on. We focused on line of sight quite a bit on previous videos, so if you want to check those out, please do so. But right here, this is a very high panic, high anxiety moment because you cannot see around the corner. So now you're going to start making other mistakes. So right here, he's going to go ahead and hold on to this line thinking that, you know, maybe if I just keep going within this little escape route, this space cushion, that anything else will come around me. It's like, that's all fine and dandy if you're going to go ahead and use this shoulder as an escape path until you can get back onto a straight road. But what happens here is he's going to go outside of his own limits here, and he's going to have a very high panic moment. There's the panic. So he grabbed the clutch, and then he grabbed the front brake, rear brake. You can kind of see it to where the handlebars are straight with the camera, but then the actual frame and the actual body is starting to slide to the right. That right there is a lot of rear brake. It's going to cause a fishtailing maneuver. And if we scroll a little bit more, now it's even more pronounced. So his vision is going towards that vehicle, which is probably what's going to happen to anybody because this is a very scary situation. He's applying way too much rear brake and he's going to be sliding. Now, how do we prevent that? How do we brake in time to not get hit? Well, first and foremost, you're not gonna. At this point, you're going to crash. There's the impact. He's going to have a massive trauma to his right side, especially his right hand. And I don't know too much after this incident, but it sounds like, and it looked like, the GoPro went flying off. And now I like to double check, each frame, and here we go. We can see the actual bike itself, but there's not much to go off of that. So let's go ahead and go back. So let's say this is your typical line entry for this turn. Let's not even look at what happened prior when he was going over the lines, and let's focus on this. He's going 64 miles per hour into the turn. If we're going to be going that fast in the turn, this is actually a very bad spot because you cannot see around the turn. You don't know how sharp it is. You don't know how long the turn is. You don't know anything about the turn or any hazards on the other side of this blind turn. So going this speed is not good. At this point, you should have already started slowing down. And let's move over to lane position 1, maybe 2. Let's not do lane position 3. This way we can open up the view and have a better line of sight around the corner just in case there is any type of hazards there. So now we're slowing down. We have good position on the road. We have good line of sight. Now let's go ahead and look through the turn. Okay, cool. I have vision now. I can actually see around this turn. And if I feel like it, I can go ahead and now start to accelerate. Okay, because I've already started my lean, I've started my counter steering, I've already slowed down before the turn, and now I can go ahead and roll on the throttle if I feel like it's needed. In this situation, I don't think it's really needed. He's going 63 miles per hour, obviously. But then here we go. We're going a little bit wide. He rolled out the throttle. He's going 55. Okay, that's how quick you can actually slow down by rolling off the throttle. If you're ever in this situation, and let's say this is as far as you go when it comes to going outside of your lane on a turn, go ahead and maintain that roll off on the throttle and get your butt back into your lane. If it feels like you're going too fast, like in this situation that he's in, go ahead and stay on this shoulder. Do not try to come back out of this lane because you have zero clue what is coming around this corner. Once you get around the corner and you're in more of a straight line and you maintain this very minor shoulder of a lane position, this is your escape route now, then maintain it until you can actually see it and then move on over back into your lane when it's safe to do so. But do not put yourself in this position. The best way you can do that is by slow, look, press, and roll. This is something you learn within your BRC1 at the MSF course. You see his right hand, it's a full throttle. We are doing it, and it's still all the way up until here. Now it is, I roll off the throttle, oops, I went too fast, but this is well outside of his own limits, so he doesn't understand that you can actually trail brake, you can actually apply just a little bit of brake pressure while standing up the bike, and you'll actually slow down and maybe go ahead and make it through the turn. But remember, trail braking and a bunch of these other techniques are advanced techniques, so this is not even part of his toolbox yet. So we are already riding way past our own limits. So the lessons I really want to take from this is that we need to know our own limits, okay? We need to know whether we're going outside of them as in too much, like we're going too fast and it causes anxiety, or if we're just, riding and it's like not even within our limits and it's just super easy, just kind of chilling. Okay, we need to realize what our limits are. The best way to figure out if you're going above your limits is if you start having any type of gut reaction, a panic, and anxiety. It's like, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good. Riding on the street is not a time to be pushing those limits. Practice in a parking lot and practice in a closed environment so that you can build upon what you already have and you can actually start raising your limits. Also, I want you to take a look at roadway markers. Roadway markers are signs, are lines in the road, all these different things. There's a reason why it's a double yellow in this area. It's not because cops or lawmakers want us to never pass. It's because it's not safe to do so. There's a reason why there is something there all the time. Now, the 25 miles an hour right here, recommendation on this street sign, it's saying for cars that you should slow down for this turn. 25 miles an hour is recommended. This motorcyclist went in at 60. Now, I understand as a motorcyclist, you can take some of these speed limits a little bit higher because it's easier to make these turns. So let's say this is a 45 mile an hour road. 45 mile an hour might be something that motorcyclists can do, but he's definitely going way above that. So he's outside of his limit there, and he didn't pay attention to the roadway markers as a clue of what's going on. So if there's anything you can leave with this, make sure you ride within your own limits. Pay attention to roadway markers because those are clues to what's going on. And then if you make a mistake, slow down so that you do not keep on making mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. If you like what you see here, make sure you click that join button. That really helps out the channel and become a YouTube member. You get some really cool things when I do my live streams, like a mustache to start and then a beard. You also get really cool emojis during the live streams. If you want to communicate with me and talk to me during these live streams, well, There you go. That's the best bet right there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell button. That way you're notified when I do these live streams. But with that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll be seeing you around.